Hey guys, welcome back to another episode in the series. Today we are doing week 4 of the NFL season, but first the week 3 recap. So I wanted to start this off by talking about a few of the key matchups in my selections and my picks. As you can see on the screen, obviously we had an absolute banger last week and my best performance so far, my best video so far. We won my first ever gambling pool, football pool, whatever pool you want to pool it, because pools are pools. And guess what? $45 in the bank. First ever pool one since starting this series. 13 wins, only 2 losses. And if you see on screen the 2 losses, man, I'm telling you, the first one I wanted to discuss, the Chiefs. The Chiefs? Okay, so a few things, a few highlights, a few points I want to go over really quick. The Chiefs had 4 turnovers in this game. Yeah, 4. Thank you, Mahomes. But the Chargers scored, I believe, 21 total points off of turnovers, which means they only scored 9 points, which is 3 field goals, or a touchdown, a missed extra point, and a field goal. That's all the defense really, in all actuality, gave up. Your defense is not going to survive on the field. You are not going to win football games if you turn the ball over 4 times. This is completely on the offense. Don't look at the score. Don't be convinced that, oh, well, Mahomes just had it up and, was up against him. He put it up against himself. The Chiefs played horribly. Mahomes played horribly. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. I don't know who had the fumbles, but I know who threw the picks. And I saw both of the interceptions. Nice no-look pass, genius. And also, nice overthrow. You're getting too comfortable doing trick shots at the NFL level. It doesn't work all the time. Every once in a while it will, but it does not work all the time. And it costs you matchups. It costs you games that you should not lose. It's the fucking Chargers. They suck. They are so bad. Fuck that. No. How are the Chiefs 1-2 right now? How do they have 2 losses at the beginning of a season? I'm pretty sure Mahomes was undefeated in this fucking month of September up until this year. And now that I'm doing football picks, now he wants to go on a little losing streak. That's what he wants to do. Okay, that's great. That's good. That's all nice and good. And the other one was the Seahawks at the Vikings. I got to get off that one or else I'm going to go on a tangent for hours. The Seahawks, I think they left the stadium about 2 quarters early. They left at halftime. They didn't show up. They scored 17 in the first half. Not bad, as you see on screen now. They scored 17, period. That's fucking bad, especially when you're giving up 30. One of the worst defenses in the league. It's harder and harder to pick the Seahawks in such a difficult division. It really is. I don't know what to do with the Seahawks. I don't know what to think of them. I'm confused. I'm lost. I don't know what to think of the fucking Vikings. There's a few teams I have question marks about, and the Seahawks and Vikings are at the top of my list. Also, the Chiefs should have a fucking bounce back, but what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Anyways, it's only 2 losses, but still it hurts. Wanted a perfect season. So I recorded something a little bit earlier audio-wise, which you guys are about to hear in a second. On the bottom right of your screen, that's what it's going to... it's the word pertain. That's what it's going to pertain to, whatever the word is, right? So I will have a timestamp on screen or in the description, I believe, of when you can skip to get past that if you don't care and get into the actual selections, because it goes on for quite a while, and I'll explain it there. But other than that, because it's going to take so long and because the introduction took so long, I want this to be a quicker video, so we're going to do the picks a lot quicker than usual. And I did a little different this week. I kind of saw some of the matchups, and I kind of have an understanding for what I like and what I want, and who I'm going to go with for the most part. Don't worry, I'm not just picking favorites. I got some upset picks in here that might surprise you, and I'm just saying stay tuned, because honestly, some of these selections you're going to want to think about seriously, and I'll give you a good explanation for the ones I feel deserve a longer talking to, if you will. So let's hop right into that. I'm going to record it right now. Obviously, you guys go through a little time warp. I know, time travel. It's a wobbly, time bobbly, gobbly, David Tennant. All right, let's get right into it. Okay, so before we get into this, I'm sure I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm sure the earlier part of this introduction for the video was happiness and celebration and cheer and all that. But I don't know how else to say this. So on Sunday night, unfortunately, my dog, first dog I ever, that was ever, I guess, my friend, right? Part of my family. Truly, that was actually like mine. She died. She died on Sunday night, and so I really don't know what I want to say right now. I just I've been going through a lot of emotions, like just sadness and all that. I had a conversation with my girlfriend last night, and it was good, it was healthy, and it was emotional, and I can't really say that this week that victory was for her, but my picks for the rest of the year are going to be, I don't want to sound too anime-like or anime-esque or like an anime in general, but oh god, but I want to make her happy. I want to make her proud, like my whole life I've never felt like I was good enough. And for me, when she died, I just felt a lot of guilt, because all I could think about was like how I wasn't good enough, like that's the only thing that was going through my mind. I just wasn't good enough for her, I wasn't enough, and it's like, I don't know, but it sounds stupid maybe to some other people, but for me, I think that dedicating the rest of the series to her, all my picks from here on out, and just putting my energy into that, a healthy outlet, if you will, maybe something slightly therapeutic, although I'm sure a therapist wouldn't recommend doing that precisely through their own admission, right? Just putting it all into football, I think, is going to be really good for me, and all into my content in general. So I have a new passion and motivation right now. I shouldn't say passion, but I feel rejuvenated in that sense, and just I'm trying to spin it into a positive thing, as hard as that is. And I know I'm sure no one cares, and it's just some random kid whose dog that you never met died. Why would anyone give a fuck? And I completely understand that. I'm a logical person before I'm emotional, so believe me, I'm not gonna fault you for being like, oh god, fast forward, skip. No hard feelings, honestly. But I just felt I needed to say something, and I might put something in the thumbnail, just like an emoji or something. I don't know. I don't have any fucking clue right now. I haven't even recorded the first part or edited it or done the picks yet. I just wanted to do this first because I wanted to say it, while it was fresh on my heart and in my mind, and this is a new inspiration for me. I'm going to use this as inspiration. I want this to be a new inspiration, and it is. I had an emotional moment in the kitchen. I was just pounding my foot on the ground, listening to music. I just broke down without even I was just doing the dishes, and I just looked over to where her food bowl and her water bowl usually is. And this is what I told my girlfriend last night. And I was a mess. I couldn't even get it out, really, I just was overwhelmed. I got overwhelmed with emotions. It just all came, I don't want to say bubbling up to the surface, but it all, everything felt clouded, if you will. And with that being said, I love you, Angel. That was her name. I don't know if I mentioned that, but her name was Angel. She was a Maltese breed, and she was old, and it was time, but it's, even when it's time, it doesn't make it any less difficult, although if it has to happen, that's the best way, knowing that they lived a happy long life. And hope it was enough, you know? Just hope it was enough for her and for all the other people in my life. But, yeah, I don't know. If I think of anything else in the future, I'll bring it up, but other than that, I just wanted you guys to know and wanted to remind myself that this is for her. You know, I have to be better for her. And I want this to be the catalyst, if you will. I just want to hold myself to the mark. I want to remember that. I want to remember this, how I feel right now. I never want to forget it. I feel like I've had this type of moment so many times, and I just know that this time, it's so different. Like, I can feel how different it is in my heart. And so I'm just gonna keep living my life with that same healthy philosophical ideology of being the best possible version of myself and helping all the people around me as much as I possibly can. So, without further ado, I think we should get into the picks, you know? I don't think I've gotten more emotional than in these football videos. Which is ironic in a sense, but I don't know. It's just something you wouldn't expect. But let's keep up this streak. I mean, look at how many fucking games we got right, you guys. You know, I don't want to bring it back to football when we're talking something emotional like this, but it's a part of it, and we gotta keep performing at this level, or else we're not hitting the standard. We're not hitting the mark that I've set for myself. So let's continue to do just that, and let's start picking these games. I'm obviously gonna hit the stop recording button now, but once I actually have the football sheet in front of me and we're doing our picks, I'm gonna pick it up there. So, you know, this is the emotional Jackson exiting out, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Probably gonna sound robotic and mechanical, so that's my fantasy football going off. I barely won last night as well, so that made me feel a little bit better, but obviously, you know, still it's just one of those situations, so I'll leave it at that. I hope that I can continue to win and, you know, more importantly, succeed in life for her. I just feel like I have so many people I've let down my whole life, and it just kills me that I couldn't make it for her. You know, like, I know she's just a dog, but just for her to be able to see that her dad, you know, her father wasn't just some fucking loser that never amounted to anything. I just wanted to prove so many people wrong, and now it's different, you know. It's I just have to do this, you know. I can't explain it, I just have to. So that's it for me. Sorry for the long intermission or break before the picks. You guys can obviously, I said no hard feelings if you skip ahead. I'll even put in a time, most likely a timestamp, maybe in the description, maybe in the video, we'll see. But either way, let's keep winning, you know. And not just money, I mean the moral victories as well, the emotional ones that actually mean something, that matter. Because money's great and you need it to live, but once you have a certain amount, you don't need more than that. Once you have enough to put a roof over your head and put food in your family's stomach, unless you're a greedy, disgusting person, you really shouldn't want more. Or at least you don't need it. It doesn't affect happiness once it gets past a certain amount. That's a psychological fact they've done countless studies on. But either way, let's win these games, and everyone has their own reasons for doing things, but I just wanted to give you guys an insight and a more in-depth look into mine, so I hope that for those of you that did listen, I hope you enjoyed that, and you know, I hope you're right there along with me for this whole journey, you know, of life. And this is just the beginning. There's so much more to come. So I'm gonna say goodbye for the 4th time. So, just honestly, Jackson, go ahead and take it away, man. You know I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing with anything, with life, with any of it. So just take it away from me, man. So our first matchup of week 4 is Titans at the Jets. Obviously, it's the Titans. It's the fucking Jets. It's the Jets, guys. We're going with the Titans. I put the X on screen before I even fucking said it, because that's how quickly I'm not selecting the Jets ever. And, you know, Titans, for me, they're very obvious choice. Moving on. It's just going to be one of the, even without A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, whatever weapons they have to deal with, it's just one of those games. No. This isn't one of those, like, oh, let's pick the upset because this will be a what if. Like, this will be fun. No. Just no. Also, the Thursday game, we don't do it on the gambling sheet for the most part, but obviously Jaguars at the Bengals. We're going with the Bengals. You guys should pick the Bengals if you are betting on that one. Anyways, obviously this video won't be up before then, but I'm just giving you my selection now. It doesn't count for a record, even though I've gotten all the Thursdays right that have actually not counted, which is really interesting. Anyways, moving on. Chiefs at the Eagles. Like I said earlier, I do think the Chiefs are going to have a bounce back. The Eagles are terrible. They are terrible. There is no way on God's green goddamn fucking earth that pardon my French, that the Eagles, which is way worse than saying the F word or any other word you can imagine, the Eagles, the absolute embarrassment of an organization and a franchise, are going to be the Chiefs. It's just not going to happen. The Chiefs are obviously winning this game. I know I've said it every time I'm picking the Chiefs, but I can't be wrong about this one. I can't be. Dude, suicide's on the table. If the fucking Eagles beat the Chiefs, I don't care if the Eagles are at home. It's the Eagles. We're going Chiefs. Next up, Panthers at the Cowboys. Now, this is actually a really interesting matchup. The Cowboys are at home. They typically perform better at home, although they've broken that curse this season, and they won another away game, 2 in a row. So good for them. The Cowboys look like a serious team, although they did just beat the Eagles. Now, the Panthers. I know I've said this before, and the last time a team came off a Monday night game, and I said they have the least amount of time to prepare and rest, you know, recover from injuries, all that. And a team came off a Thursday night game, they have the most time to prepare, rest, recover from injuries, and all of that good stuff. It actually burned me, and I picked the team that had more time to recover, and I lost. I'm going to use the same logic again, but hear me out. I know that the Panthers are not at full strength. I know Christian McCaffrey missing is huge. But the Cowboys aren't at full strength either. Obviously, La'el Collins or whatever his name is not going to be in this one because of idiocy. And we'll leave it at that. But, you know, a few players for the Cowboys. I just genuinely think the Panthers are going to continue their dominant streak. Even though their competition hasn't been the best, they're going to be 4-0 after this Cowboys game. They're going to go into Dallas. They're going to pop them right in the mouth. I genuinely think this is an interesting pick, the Panthers, because I think they're for real. I know J.C. Horn just got injured as well, but they trade for C.J. Henderson from the Jaguars, who's a really good corner. Don't know if he'll play or not, but that defense is solid. It's not great. They've spent a lot of draft capital on it, and it's starting to become solid. DJ Moore, obviously a weapon on offense on my fantasy team. Woo woo! And I think the Panthers are going to win this one. But I think the Cowboys will put up a fight. I wouldn't be surprised with either outcome. But for me, my heart's telling me Panthers. I genuinely just think the Panthers are going to be 4-0 rather than the Cowboys being 3-1. What makes more sense to you guys? The Cowboys start the season 3-1 or they start the season 2-2? Just think about it logically for a second. Take your heart and emotion out of it. I think it makes more sense. I don't think the Panthers are going to lose their first game here. Maybe next week, maybe the week after, maybe sometime soon, but I don't think it's going to be in week 4. This could bite me in the ass. Let me know what you guys think about that one down below. One of the toughest matchups to select in my opinion this week. Now, Giants at the Saints. This is obvious. We're going with the Saints. The Giants are going to be missing most likely 2 of their starting receivers in Sterling Shepard and what's his name? Darius Slayton, I believe. Yes. So I looked at the record button. I thought I didn't even hit record. Oh my god, I would have been so pissed. Anyways, Saquon Barkley on my fantasy team. Gotta start him. It's not a great matchup. The Saints, they're a really good fantasy defense against running backs. And, but I mean, think about it logically, man. The Giants are going to force feed Saquon Barkley the ball. Hopefully he doesn't get re-injured. Hopefully he is 100% back. I know they're still, capping, like, his reps in practice, but in game he should be fine. I have no idea how they're handling it or what he's feeling right now, but God, I'm praying. But the Saints, in a which team is going to win scenario, fantasy football aside, the Saints are going to win. Let's look at this logically. The Saints are at home. The Giants are missing some of their best players. I think it's another player. I think one of their linebackers perhaps is not going to be in this game as well. I just think that the Saints are going to actually be able to control the clock in a more conservative style offense, which they have been running a lot. It's predominantly the only offense they run with Jameis Winston on the field, which surprises me because he's a bombs away quarterback. So we'll see if that starts to change throughout the season or if they start to progress, and we'll see how famous Jameis handles it. But for now, easy matchups. I definitely take the Saints. The Saints are in a weird spot in the middle where I don't know if they're above average or below, but they can beat bad teams. I know that with certainty. And the Giants are a bad fucking team. If you're a Giants fan, you can be mad at me, but dude, I feel bad because you deserve better. You really do. I've been a part of an organization that was horrible and made wrong decisions, like hiring Matt Nagy, but it is what it is, I get the whole deserving better thing, and hopefully the Giants start turning it around within a season or two, but just promise me you won't waste Saquon Barkley, please. I know he's not perfect. I know he doesn't always take the holes that he's supposed to go through, but he's just trying to make a play, man. He thinks he has to. Can you blame the guy, really? It's the Giants. Anyways, just promise me you won't waste it. Much love to you. From one fan of a team that has treated their fan base like shit to another. Anyways, love you guys. Browns at the Vikings. Oh boy, here's a fun one. I got a big upset. We're picking the Vikings at home over the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. I keep telling you guys, the Browns are a threat. The Vikings have been in every single game, and they're coming off a dominant win at home, and they got another home game. Dalvin Cook might just be healthy for this one. Even so, they handed the ball off to Alexander Mattison 7 billion times. The amount of people on Earth is how many times they gave the fucking ball to Alexander Mattison. I almost said Hamilton. And also you got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and then Tyler Conklin, I believe the tight end's name is. He's starting to become something for them. That Vikings offense under Kirk Cousins, who's looked good, although not the toughest competition, he's looked good. I don't know. The Vikings might be a little bit better than we thought. Just took them a little while to find their footing. I'm going to bet on them a little early here. Wouldn't blame you guys for taking the Browns, but I got to go Vikings at home. Something about it is just screaming upset to me. And you might say, that's not an upset. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it fucking is. The Vikings, you think they're making the playoffs? I don't. I think the Browns are making the playoffs. That's why I consider it an upset. One team is better than the other. But I think the home team here, the Vikings, they have some advantages going into this. They have a little momentum. So do the Browns. But they just played the shitty Bears. So consider that for a second. The Vikings played Russell Wilson and shut that offense down to 0 points in the second half. I know that's more on miscues by the Seahawks. However, give the Vikings credit, it's not all just mistakes by one side. It has to be decent play by the other as well. So I'm going Vikings here. Next up, we have the Lions at the Bears, and this will be the first time of the season I have to either select the Lions or the Bears, interestingly enough. I believe. I don't think I've selected either one up to this point, and it's been a pretty safe bet not to. I'm not going to lie. But unfortunately, the safe bets have to end. I'm going with the Bears, mainly because they're at home. They're at Soldier Field. I don't know what the fuck is going on with their quarterback situation. You want my opinion? Here it is. Andy Dalton is the best quarterback they currently have on their roster. They should start him if they want to win games now. Matt Nagy needs to start Dalton if he's serious about keeping his job. I hope they lose, obviously. But this is a match where the Lions are so deflated from that Ravens loss and that Justin Tucker 66-yard new NFL record field goal. The Lions haven't won a game yet, and they lost their most recent one like that. They have to be deflated. The Bears have at least won a game. The Bears are at home. I'm going to go with the Bears here. It might not be the best reasoning, but to me it sounds pretty simple when you think about it. This game is going to be a crapshoot, and either side could win. There's a few games that are crapshoots. Like last week we had the Giants and Falcons. I picked correctly when I followed my heart. I got to follow my brain this time. I got to pick the Bears. Although the Lions have shown me signs that Dan Campbell knows what he's doing, and he can, he can coach. He's not the worst guy to coach. Honestly, I'm starting to like him a little bit as a head coach, not gonna lie. Mainly his usage of DeAndre Swift is what's winning me over. That's currying my favor for sure, especially for fantasy owners. I'm sure they're very excited about that, but I don't have him or anything, but I'm just saying, in general. But like I said, reiterating the point, just gonna go with the Bears here. I think that, with 7 starters missing on the Ravens because of COVID reasons, which I don't know if the starters are going to be out for next week, but that might influence my decision later in a very awesome upset pick. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think the Lions are going to beat the Bears. I think they'll beat the Bears when the Lions are at home, but not right now. Next up, we have the Texans at the Bills. I've been taking a little too long, so I'm just going to let you guys know straight up. We're going with the Bills. The Texans still starting not Tyrod Taylor, so obviously we're not even thinking about the Texans because just no. The Bills are looking like a great team. They just popped off last week, and Trubisky came in and he had that freaking awesome scramble on 3rd and 10, picked up the first, drained the clock. I'm just saying, best backup in the league. All right. Gotta love the guy. I hope he honestly is happy and that he's finding like a new start and shit, man, because he deserves it, honestly. Just seeing him made my heart feel so good in that little section of the end game, little highlights video. I just saw number 10 out there. I'm like, oh, my boy Mitchell, man. That's Trubisky, Man, we should have had a deep playoff run with him, but he just didn't have the right kicker, He didn't got Steven Gostkowski or Adam Vinatieri. He didn't have a Justin Tucker. He had Cody fucking Parkey. Just keep it in mind. All right, just keep it in mind. You guys want to give him shit, but keep that in mind. 1 kick away from advancing in the playoffs. Anyways, other than his really good stats in the playoffs, which honestly, his stat line is really good in the playoffs. I have no idea why, it just is. But either way, we're going with the Bills. And not too difficult to see why. I'm pretty sure. For, all personal love and bias aside I have for Mitchell Trubisky. The Bills are just such a dominant force. How can I not pick them against one of the shittier teams? Plus, they're at home. There's just everything going for them. There's no way this is an upset. It's just not even on my mind. I'm smashing. If you're, doing it with spread, I'm smashing Bills no matter how many 9.5 points they're favored by. You're taking that. You're saying, I'll give you the 9.5 points because we're going to win by more than fucking 10. It's going to be multiple scores. Let's just be honest. The Bills like to run up the score on their opponents. It's just their play style. So keep it in mind if you're picking the spread. But we're not, obviously, so we don't have to worry about that shit. Anyways, Colts at the Dolphins. Another interesting one. I didn't realize how many matchups I thought were interesting until I fucking sat down and talked about them. Okay, so we're going with the Dolphins. I know that means the Colts in my perfect head, perfect world, whatever, are starting 0-4. Hear me out logically. Jacoby Brissett, fully healthy. Carson Wentz playing with no mobility whatsoever, on top of very little confidence, and his playmakers are letting him down. And just the Colts are in disarray right now. The Dolphins are too well coached at a home game to lose to the Colts in the state that they are currently in. The state of things say to me, they're screaming to me that the Dolphins win this game. So I'm picking the Dolphins at home. I think they have enough, firepower to get it done. It might not be the prettiest win because the Dolphins have been playing some pretty brutal games. I'm not going to lie. They have not been what we all expected. But I think Brian Flores can turn the ship, if you will, and figure out a way to get some of these players to maximize their potential out there on the field. So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm going with the Dolphins at home. Next up, we have Washington, name redacted, at the Falcons. We're picking Washington, and I'm not going to talk about the Falcons. They're just, again, one of those teams. Just no. I'm sorry. I love the fan base. For most teams, you know, I love the fan base. Very interesting fans everywhere, but I'm sorry, guys. I can't realistically pick the Falcons, even though they're at home. You know, Washington has not looked that good. Their defense, honestly, a big letdown. A huge letdown this season, but it's the Falcons. And no, it's just not going to happen. Seahawks at the 49ers. Well, the 49ers are at home, and as we saw in the Green Bay game, just like the Packers when they're at home, they have a lot of calls and penalties and flags go in their favor. I don't know why. Home field advantage, I call it, but, you know, some people call it ref ball. Some people call it home field advantage, but call me crazy. I've gotten burned every single time, I think, by the Seahawks. Except for maybe once. I'm picking the Seahawks away. I don't know why. All logic points to me not doing it, but I just have a good feeling about the Seahawks this week. I do. The 49ers are banged up. Like always. You know, I don't even have to look. I just know they are. And they're coming off a loss. I don't know. Like, so are the Seahawks, but anything can happen in a division game, especially. So I want you to keep that in mind. I just think the Seahawks... I think I'd rather gamble on picking Russell Wilson to win this game than Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance. I think that Russell Wilson here is going to feel like, okay, I gotta play better, so he's gonna step up his game even further. I think he's gonna play lights out in San Fran. That's what I believe. So we're picking the Seahawks. Cardinals at the Rams. Speaking of the best division in football, having another division matchup back to back apparently. I don't think logically or emotionally I can pick against the Rams at home. They just beat the Bucks. The Cardinals struggled mightily against the Jaguars. Kyler Murray threw a pick against the Jaguars? Really? I get everyone has a mistake or two, but it's the Jags. Why was this even a game? You know? They returned a 109-yard kick when you went for a 68-yard field goal with, what was it, Matt Prater? I mean, come on. Like, what? Just, no. We're picking the Rams here. I know, boring pick. It's the favorite. You know, logically, it just makes all the sense in the world. And I don't see... I know it's a division game. I know anything can happen. But I don't see the Rams losing this one. Not at SoFi, Stadium, whatever the fuck it's called. Steelers at the Packers. We're going to pick the Packers. Oh my god, Big Ben is a little dainty princess in the pocket. I think that meme of him throwing the ball and then falling flat on his fucking stomach. I think he is 400 pounds. I think he's in horrible shape. He's looking horrific out there. The Steelers look like a very shitty team, especially without their star pass rusher, especially without some of their defensive studs. They just don't look good, and I don't think they beat the Packers even with a fully healthy defense. I don't see that happening. Not at Lambeau Field. Nope, that's not happening. This ain't Heinz Field. This ain't Heinz Field. No, this is Lambeau Field. So Packers at home. Next up, we have the Ravens at the Broncos. I was talking about it earlier. No surprises, I am picking the Broncos at home to advance to 4-0. They are going to remain undefeated here in my predictions at the very least. Let's see if they can put it out there on the field. So I'm marking it down right now. Boom. Let me tell you the reason I'm doing this. The Ravens had a bunch of COVID stuff. I don't know if it was close contacts. I don't know if they will play this game, but they're missing practice. Right now it is 9:12 p.m. on the 29th, one day before me and Delilah's 1-year anniversary, by the way, which is September 30th. So it's Wednesday. All I heard in the news was Lamar Jackson, because of a sore back, does not practice. And he didn't practice last week. And Marquise Brown had 3 huge drops in the game against the Lions last week, and they almost lost to the fucking Lions. I think the Ravens, they play down to their competition. I don't think it's too far I don't think it's too far-fetched or stretched or whatever I was trying to say that the Broncos at home can beat the Ravens banged up squad that is missing a lot of practice and almost just lost to the Lions. I don't think that's out of the ordinary. I don't think that's an extraordinary reach, especially since the Ravens most likely are going to be favored in this game. The possibility of Lamar Jackson missing it or possibly not being able to finish it definitely influences my choice here. Also, a bunch of their starters on defense, I have no idea what the story is with that. I'll try and look it up more after I record this video, but if they are missing some of the, even just like 3 or 4 of those starters, that's a big difference, guys. The Broncos defense looks real good. I know another receiver of theirs went down. You don't have Jerry Jeudy or KJ Hamler for this game. However, you do have Noah Fant. I think he's healthy still. It hasn't been too much of a factor, but yeah. You have Tim Patrick, who's really coming on, and you got Courtland Sutton, who looks good coming off of the torn ACL last season. I think it was a torn ACL, but coming off injury last season, I'll say to play it safe with accuracy. I don't know. Teddy Bridgewater's looked good. He plays efficiently. I think that plus a strong defense can be very powerful in this league. And again, I like Vic Fangio, man. I like the way he is. I like his coaching style. I like his mentality. Love his toughness, and I love the way he coaches up defense. You know, I love that shit. So I gotta go with the Broncos here. I think they're gonna be able to lock down the Ravens' top options in the passing game, which is Mark Andrews and Marquise Brown, plus Lamar not possibly playing, and defensive starters missing. I think the Broncos at home here, honestly, could be one of the best upsets you could possibly pick. So I recommend heavily you guys pick the Broncos right alongside me. Next up, we have the... Sorry here, I'm just checking my sheet. Next up, we have the Buccaneers at the Patriots. It's not Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick. My God, shut the fuck up. The Buccaneers are a significantly better team than the Patriots. We're picking the Buccaneers here, an elite offense. I know their defense is struggling because of injuries in the secondary, plus younger inexperience in the secondary. However, Richard Sherman won't play in this game. I'm like 99% positive on that. But no. The Buccaneers are obviously going to steamroll the Patriots. I don't care who you think is better, Belichick or Brady. This is a question of which team is more talented roster-wise, and that is clearly the Buccaneers by a mile. So, obviously, we're going to pick the Buccaneers here. Not even a question in my mind. Never even considered the Patriots as a possibility. Monday night game. Monday night football, baby. Come on. The Raiders at the Chargers. This is going to be a long fucking episode, by the way. I could not record this in a short amount of time. It's just too much to talk about, and it's too fun. It's honestly too fun. It feels too good for my soul and my heart. Speaking of soul and heart, no, I won't get into the depressing thing I want to. I'll take care of that after the video. Don't you worry. Okay. Anyways, yeah, before we get into the Raiders at the Chargers for a Monday night game, I just want to say I love you, Angel. I miss you, Angel. And oh my gosh, that, it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things that this week, it's not just this week I'm picking for her, it's every single week. This whole series, however long I do it, however successful or unsuccessful, every single blood, sweat, tear, every ounce of energy I put into it, it's for her. So I can rest easy knowing that, I did something right, that I made her proud, or that maybe I could just put all of my love into something like this, into a creative project, into a piece of my content. It's something I always try to do, and it feels so much more real because it's not a legacy, but it's a memory. I can watch this back 30 years from now and remember my first ever dog. How special is that? How many people can say that, Anyways, we have the Raiders at the Chargers, and it's already been on the screen, but I'm going to actually pick the Raiders here, and I'm going to put the scores up as well, the total points right about now. I believe the Raiders will score 31 and the Chargers will score 24 for a sum total, a grand total of, drum roll please, 50 fucking 5 points, man. I think it's going to be another high score, just like last Monday night. So I'm going high with my picks when it comes to total points these last 2 weeks. offensive league, not the greatest defenses, although they're not horrible either. And they are improving ever so slightly, I will admit. And that's good for them. That really is. But we are picking the Las Vegas Raiders. Man, I know. The Raiders have made every match they've played in intense and scary and entertaining as fuck. But I gotta tell you, the Chargers, I don't see them as that team. I just don't see the hype of the Chargers. I'm sorry. And mistake from last video, apparently Brandon Staley, former defensive coordinator of the Rams, is now the head coach, currently as of recording this, of course, the head coach, former defensive coordinator, currently the head coach of the Chargers now. I don't know when that happened, but I guess it did. I literally thought they just hired some fucking random dude off the streets. I don't fucking know. But I just think the Raiders, and specifically Derek Carr, have been so dominant. Hunter Renfrow is a really solid receiver, and then you got Henry Ruggs as an absolute burner down the field. He can stretch you 4 verts. He can, if you press him, it's over, right? And then Bryan Edwards really starting to step up as a solid possession type receiver that can do some other things. And then I don't even got to talk to you guys about Darren Waller. He's just that good. He's that guy. He's that fucking guy. And then the defense has looked improved with a new defensive coordinator, you know? They've looked solid. And what's his name? Max Crosby? Not Mason Crosby. Mason Crossbar, but Max Crosby, he's looked like a good pass rusher from what I've seen. I haven't watched too much of the Raiders, but I've seen him get some pressure on some plays I have seen. It's kind of impressive. I'm like, I didn't think they had a good D-line, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe they're not playing the greatest O-lines. Honestly, who knows? I'm picking the Raiders with a total points of 55, and I couldn't be more excited about it. I'm really happy I was able to record this video. I'm not going to be able to edit it really tonight. I just heard a fucking Shinigami behind me. That was terrifying. I'm not going to be able to really record it tonight, or sorry, edit it tonight, because I'm a little tired. It's kind of late, 9:20 p.m. I just want to relax for like a few hours before I go to bed. And then tomorrow I have to obviously celebrate my anniversary with my girlfriend. She has like an internship thing in the morning, like at 7 a.m. So it's fucking like crazy. And oh, it's so much. And then I have to drive over there and we have to go do something. I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, I don't want to do all that, man. I don't want to do that. I just want to relax. I just want to spend time with you, you know? I just want to do something special with you. I don't want to go out and spend money we don't have, or fucking drive my car, which is super fucking dusty right now. Oh my god, my car is dirty, filthy, squeaky, gross. Oh, I've cleaned the windows as best as I can while it's just parked there, but it's fucking a disgrace how little I've taken care of Big Red. Just, I've just been dealing with stuff, obviously, as of late. I don't feel up to it, you know? But luckily, I didn't let this obligation, this thing that makes me so happy, pass me by. I took the opportunity and recorded. So thank you guys so much for watching. Just much love in this video for Angel, for me. You know, I'm feeling it, and for you guys especially. Thank you for watching. If you did, I know these haven't exactly blown up yet, but hopefully one day they will. I don't know what to do about it. I do titles, thumbnails, descriptions that are interesting, funny, thought-provoking. I try everything. I do hashtags. I create interesting content, unique video ideas. I just feel like a part of it is passion, hard work, determination, and talent, skill, ability, intelligence. I feel like that is a part of it, but I feel like the luck part comes into play when it's just, well, this video blew up, but the video has to be good to even have a chance of blowing up. So I think it's a little bit of give and take with luck and skill, and hopefully the luck side starts to come into favor for me real soon here. I need it, you know. The wins I got last week, my fantasy matchup, which it was super close in the final game, which was Eagles Cowboys. I had the Cowboys and high scoring, and my mom, all because she copied my picks and changed the freaking to the Bengals game. She picked the Bengals to beat the Steelers. She used white out. I'm like, I saw that, bitch. I saw that. And fucking, so she's one game behind. She picks the Eagles for Monday night. So I needed the Cowboys to win or anything but it had to be high scoring. I needed it 47, 46 points or higher. She needed 45 or lower, something like that. So even with 2 losses, you guys, I almost still didn't win. I told you some weeks are just fucking tough. I told you some weeks you can just get screwed over. Like if I had 4 losses, I would have lost. Isn't that ridiculous? It makes you strive to be that much better. And then I won in fantasy because my opponent had Ezekiel Elliott. He's down about 40. He has Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, and Greg Zuerlein. 3 fucking Cowboys with fucking a few more on the bench, by the way. He's psychotic. Thank God he benched fucking T. Bass, who got 14 points, the kicker for the Bills. And he doesn't beat me by like 5 points. It's 139 on my side, and he has 132 or something. Ezekiel Elliott gets over 20 fantasy points. I'm sweating. CeeDee Lamb on the first drive of the game, 44-yard reception, almost a touchdown. Zeke punches it in. I'm like, okay, so I had a 40-point lead, and now it's 20 points on the first fucking drive of the game. Fantastic. I'm just pissed, my dog just fucking died, and now this, like, right? Can anything go my way, right? Like, I'm just, like, screaming. I'm like, come the fuck on, man. And then, the game settles down a bit. Zeke still gets a bunch of fantasy points, of course. Check down, rushing attempt, fucking 10 yards, another touchdown. Fuck you. First multiple touchdown game since week 5 of whatever. Like, fucking bitch. You choose now to do it? Anyways, we barely hang on for the win. So those were wins I desperately needed, and I fought hard for, and I earned, and now it's just about keeping it going and doing that in memory of Angel, and trying to be productive and move on, and not let her fade away, and just all that. It's about trying your hardest to stay positive and being the best possible version of yourself. So anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.